Hi, I'm Chelsea.
And I'm Julie.
We're moms and we're super basic. We've got our drinks and we're ready to chat. Cheers.
Cheers.
Today is Wednesday, August 26th, and we're finishing off summer, about to go into the new school year. So we've got lots of fun stuff for you this week, starting with our drinks.
I've got
Old Faithful.
my Moscato. Yeah, I was telling you before this, I've just had a really busy week with work, so I didn't even have time to think of a drink, and this is what's always in the fridge. So my precious barefoot Moscato.
Should maybe you buy stock in Barefoot?
Do you think enough people drink it as much as I do?
Probably. It's like a cheap go-to.
Yeah,
right?
it's just so easy, and everywhere sells it. I don't think I've ever been anywhere and not been able to find it.
That's true. Something to think about. I'm drinking a strawberry daiquiri. I've made one before. I like it because it's not a mix. It's all natural.
So what is in it? Tell me.
So the recipe's linked up, but it's frozen strawberries, simple syrup, rum, and half a lime juice. And I added some fancy stuff too. And then you just blend it all up.
Can I do it with gin? That's the only alcohol we have right now. But I got plenty of strawberries.
Maybe couldn't you make something with gin and strawberries? Gin and a strawberry seltzer gin kind of thing.
I've gone into Pinterest and just put in gin cocktails so many times because we've had this big bottle of gin for 2 months now. I feel like gin cocktails all have some fancy element that I don't have. I found one that looked really good that was but it was blueberry thyme. You needed fresh thyme for it or something. And I was ugh. I got blueberries, I got gin, but I don't have fresh thyme today.
Huh. Could you throw in a different herb?
Maybe. I've got mint.
That would probably be good.
Yeah. Remember the time I made the one that had matcha and mint, and the mint. I kept getting mint stuck in my teeth.
Yeah. Well, now you know.
Note to self. Don't do that.
Don't chop it all up. Yeah, so I'm still trying to do some creative cocktails here, so
I'll get back to it when I have time.
Yeah, so tell us about your week. What's going on?
Well, today my head's been throbbing so bad, and I don't know if it's one thing or another or if it's the combination of the two, but I have my period, and
we're on the same cycle, Julie.
But we've also been getting these weird storms every day. So I don't know if it has to do with the pressure, the air pressure, or the period, or just the combination of both. But my head hurts so bad today. At one point when I was getting done finishing up work for the day, I couldn't even look at my phone screen. It hurt so bad, all in here.
Do you have blue light glasses?
I don't. I was actually just talking to Mike about getting them. But I don't think I don't think that's what gave me the headache, but I think that was making it worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the leaves are changing already here.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that a normal time for you guys?
What was that?
Is that a normal time, right now, for them to change for you guys, or no?
So I only remember this because it just came up in my Facebook memories, but on August 1st last year, that was the first day we found a changed leaf on the ground. And it was really pretty because I took a picture of it and I put it on Facebook or Instagram, I guess, one of them. And it was definitely a freshly changed leaf, not something that was super crunchy brown that could have been stuck in a tree all winter. So I guess they start changing a little bit starting in August. But yeah, you can see like whole little patches in trees that are changing now. So that's bad. It's like summer's almost over. And
Yeah.
going forward in the forecast, I think like the highest temperature we have in the next like 5 days is only like 73 degrees.
Oh my God, I'm so jealous. I'm ready for that here. It's still really hot.
Yeah, I'm not ready. I don't like fall. I should link my post I wrote like 2 years ago about all the reasons why I hate fall. So I'm not looking forward to it. Fall season is not my season.
Well, talking about all things fall, tomorrow or Wednesday when this will be out, I'm getting my first pumpkin cream cold brew from Starbucks.
Oh, how do you know you're getting it?
We have like a planned trip to go get it with my coworkers tomorrow.
Is it like the release date of pumpkin spice?
Today or Tuesday, the 25th. It came out at Starbucks. So a lot of my coworkers and I enjoy the pumpkin cream cold brew that they have. So we've been waiting for this, and we're pretty excited that it's coming out on one of the first days that we're working together. So we have a staff field trip to Starbucks tomorrow.
I don't like pumpkin flavored anything.
I know, you're so weird.
Yeah, I know.
So yes, for me then that means back to a little bit of normal routine because I start back at work tomorrow. The boys started back at daycare this week. I don't know how I'm gonna transition though, because I've been in like a really good routine, like health wise, with like working out every day because I'm home, and like now I feel like once I throw in that working mix, I'm gonna like scrambling to get it done. So I'm a little concerned about how I'm gonna manage that. But we got the word on Monday night that our students are going full remote. So yeah, and a lot of places around New Jersey are doing that.
How are the parents reacting?
So far, okay. I think it was inevitable. Like almost all the school districts around us are doing the same thing. So I think it was like gonna happen and they anticipated that. But it's as of right now, it's until November 9th. So it's like
I can't believe they made the decision so late. Like we've known up here what the schools are doing since I think August 1st.
Yeah.
Decision by.
There was a lot of funding concerns, like with the state budget and federal funding. So I know that a lot of schools made hybrid plans just to make sure that they received funding. But then I think with everything going the way it is here still, we, better safe than sorry.
Absolutely. I'm not sending my kids to school.
Yeah.
And we're like way less cases up here.
Yeah. So we'll see what that means for staff though, because that hasn't been ironed out just yet. Like we might still have to report to the building either full time or a few days a week. So we'll see.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. It's good to kind of like know something though.
Yes, I agree with that. So, celebrity news.
I know we're both like, what is happening here?
I know. Well, and I feel like I've known that this was going on, and then the past like couple of days, it's almost like every day you're like, what is this? What is happening? So first of all, we're talking about the Kourtney Kardashian and Addison Rae friendship that is strange for numerous reasons. First of all, until this happened, I had no idea who Addison Rae was. But she's a TikToker, famous for making TikTok videos, which happened like pretty quickly. I think she's only been famous maybe like a year or so. And she's 19. And for weeks now, her and Kourtney Kardashian have just been like spending all of their time together. And nobody knows what it is. Is it a friendship? People were speculating after the post from yesterday that they're dating. Um, I assumed it was more like a mentorship, like maybe Addison was trying to have a lifestyle brand. So she was like interning or shadowing Kourtney to find out what she does with like Poosh, which is
Yeah.
that successful? I don't know. That's what I assumed. But yeah, they're together like 24/7. I guess they're quarantining together. I don't know. And they do TikTok videos and then Addison's mom
Mhm.
just did a dance TikTok video, and it looked like, was she in Kris Jenner's entryway? It looked like Kris Jenner's entryway.
Oh, I didn't take notice of that.
No, I don't know. I could be wrong. And everyone that's like talking about this is talking about the fact that Addison's mom is 41 and Kourtney's 40. So like maybe they're friends, and but like her mom isn't into being in like the videos and pictures and stuff. So she's
Her mom, like, she got famous off of TikTok from the first video that her and her mom did.
oh,
So
so it
she
wouldn't be that her mom didn't.
all the time.
Okay, so it's not that.
Yeah.
I don't know. So what do
Her
you think
mom
about
has,
it?
like, her own TikTok too, and she does stuff all over there.
Mm.
And because I actually like heard her and Addison Rae, like my nephews who are 13 and 15 were talking about it on Sunday. Like something like her account got hacked or something like that, maybe. I forget. But they brought her up, and then I was like, huh. And then like everyone started talking about her and Kourtney Kardashian. And I was like, oh wait, that was just who my nephews are talking about. So it kind of like all came full circle. And then you started talking about, and I started seeing these things, and I was like, what is going on here? This is so weird. But I was looking, like, her mom has a podcast, I guess, with her called Mama Knows Best. Like, basically, like, they just like moved to LA in the past year when she got famous, and now they're like modeling agency. Like, she's signed with modeling agency. She's doing all these things. So I wouldn't be surprised if she was like starting some kind of like lifestyle brand and was like hanging out with Kourtney Kardashian to, gain traction or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. But then I guess these newer pictures, people were like, "What is happening?"
So, like, do you know, are they at Kourtney's house in these pictures or no?
This one in the pool, I'm not sure, but from what I've heard and seen from other pictures and videos, most of it's at Kourtney's house. Yeah.
Okay. Did you see the other stuff going around with Kourtney and Scott?
Oh, that they might be back together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I heard that Sophia and Scott are definitely split. Official, like they stated that they're definitely split. Yeah, and that they've been Kourtney and Scott have been like commenting on each other's pictures, and there's been a bunch where she's been like wearing his shirt. And then I also just heard today that there's a big trip for Sophia's 22nd birthday. She's also super young. I think it's 22nd because I think her 21st was last year in Vegas and Scott was sober and didn't drink.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I think it's her 22nd birthday. I think they're in like Cabo, but Kylie didn't go, and Kylie didn't give her like a birthday shout out on social media. Mm-hmm. So that's another reason people are thinking it might be something.
I did see that. They were like, oh, then maybe they are back on.
Yeah. But I don't feel like they would turn on like Sophia over that. Like whatever happened, it doesn't seem like Scott and Sophia had like a bad breakup.
Yeah.
Though if Scott still has his like infamous temper, I can't imagine that it was a good breakup. Didn't he used to like get drunk and say like hurtful things?
Yeah, but if he's not drinking anymore.
That's true. Yeah. So that'll be interesting. I think everyone ever is team Kourtney and Scott, right? Like everyone wants them together.
Yeah, even though it seems like a very toxic relationship. Well, at least when he was not sober.
Mm.
We'll see what happens with Addison Rae and Kourtney.
I know, right? I really do think she's just mentoring her. But I'll tell you what, Do you follow Not Skinny But Not Fat now?
Yes, I just started to now.
I know, I talk about her every week. She posted this picture with like a caption of like, what is going on? And there were so many comments about this being like grooming behavior for like, I mean, it couldn't really be like pedophilia. She's 19, but
Yeah.
that it's like this whole cycle of like inappropriate, like celebrity, I guess like all the stuff that's been coming out from like Hollywood about how they like treat young stars and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like shocked by that because I mean, like, yeah, her butt's in it, but like all of them were posing like that and doing things like that when they were that age, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, their whole franchise started off of Kim's sex tape.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I did see some things like, what would Addison's mom think about this or whatever. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. So this is not huge news unless you're a Riverdale fan. But so Cole Sprouse and Lili Reinhardt had been dating for like 3-4 years. And they were dating on Riverdale too. And they're very not public, but they did split for a while, like last year, at least there was speculation. And they both always like caption pictures with like really weird, cryptic, relationshipy stuff that isn't clear about what's going on. But Cole actually posted a very clear caption about what happened, that they split in January, and then permanently split in March. I did hear that they weren't quarantining together. So I guess when March came around, they made the decision not to quarantine together, and they're totally donezo now.
Okay. So I can't go back to January in our group text, but was that around the time that you guys had predicted that they were broken up?
Oh, I forget. Or was, I mean, so there was a time when they were, I think like whole calendar year ago, there was a lot of speculation, and we were like watching videos of them in an interview talking about what a D-bag he seems like, because he really does seem like a D-bag always. So I don't know. I don't remember. What was January? I
know exactly.
It was like a lifetime ago. But no, now that I think about it, I think that we were talking about it at the very beginning of quarantine because they weren't together at quarantine.
Okay.
Yeah, because he was always posting with like KJ, I think is the kid's name that plays Archie.
Yeah.
In Riverdale. And she wasn't in like any posts, and so we were speculating then, I think, at the beginning of quarantine.
You were right.
Yeah. All right. So I think it's time to talk about this.
Wait, I don't think I know this.
Well, just Brtiney in general, the whole conservatorship. I put in these names because there were things I didn't want to forget about. So they had a hearing.
Yes.
Conservatorship. It was extended until February of 2021. But she motioned or whatever that she does not want her dad to be in charge of it.
Okay.
Oh, I forget the wording, but I just saw, like, literally, I Googled Britney Spears to find a picture to put in the slide this afternoon, and the story was just out for like an hour that her sister, Jamie Lynn, was named the, I can't remember the word, but like controller of her accounts.
Okay. Like, what is going on? This is so bizarre. And like, how does like Jamie Lynn get put in charge of that? I'm like, why?
They're saying that it's like her mental health. And then I was listening to a podcast today that was talking about how part of her filing of the against the conservatorship is that she said that her like professional goals have changed. So she needs it to be updated and changed. And her dad, I guess, still doesn't want it to be. I've heard the things that like a conservatorship is supposed to be for a person who's incapacitated, like can't take care of themselves at all. Yeah. He has control over like whether or not she has sex, I believe. Yeah, it's like crazy the stuff that's like labeled out in this conservatorship that she doesn't get to decide for herself.
So, like, if she were to decide to have sex and he found out, what would happen?
That I don't know, but like it's
Like,
just
he would lose like all of the money, or you know what I mean? Like, he would get everything. I don't get the point of it, I guess.
I don't know. It's so strange. I
Yeah.
also can't remember now why I put Paris Hilton there. I think she gave a statement about it saying that she doesn't think it's right. Brtiney should be able to like manage her own uh, things. I mean, part of it though, like I heard that her brother was on a podcast and he was kind of like, I don't think he's totally estranged from the dad, but he was kind of saying like, she hasn't done anything for herself since she was 16. Like it can't just get cut off. She doesn't know how to write a check. Like it needs to be like a gradual thing where certain aspects are handed back over to her slowly while she learns how to like manage her life.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have mental illness and they still run their lives. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, and I guess like if she's like, what is her state of mind? Like, is she like still in that 16-year-old mindset? You
There's
know?
a lot of people that say that like when you peak, that's sort of like when you stop maturing, like when you peak as a celebrity.
Yeah.
So maybe like mentally she's like a 16-year-old. I don't know. But yeah, and then the ACLU said that they would fight to help save her because they help like marginalized people, and people with mental health issues are marginalized. So the ACLU might get involved. But apparently everything is on hold and staying as is until February of 2021.
Like, I would think if it's I mean, I don't know, like, if she has good attorneys or like how that even works, because you would think that like she would have the same attorneys as her dad, or no, or you know what I mean? Since he's
I don't know. So they said somewhere the hearing was supposed to happen a couple weeks ago, and I think she tried to hire her own attorney and they wouldn't let the attorney represent her because as part of the conservatorship she can't even like hire someone for herself.
That's what I'm saying. So like you would think like, okay, a court would be able to see if something was like, what if the intent was like ill intent, you know, on behalf of her dad. But if he's in charge of her attorney that's representing her as well, like they could basically say like whatever they wanted, you know? That's crazy. I don't know. I feel like I need to look into this more, but it's like a black hole.
Yeah, it is. Oh, and you can go down like a total rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, there's people that like comment on her videos, like if you need help, wear yellow in your next video and stuff. So apparently there's like celebrities now that are like getting involved in that. Like I think I heard that like Vanessa Hudgens or someone like that was like commenting on them. Like so crazy, so weird.
Like if someone would have told you in 2001 or whenever she came out that like almost 20 years from now this would be happening, what would you say?
I know, no, it would be so crazy. You would never have thought that. I mean, you might have thought like, okay, she'll have no career, but you wouldn't think that she'd be like prisoner in her own life by her parents. But there's so much, this is such like a layered thing, right? Because you look at also someone like Amanda Bynes, right? Mm-hmm. Who has mental health issues, obviously, and she doesn't have like a conservatorship, but like you almost wonder if like, are there mental health problems in the family to begin with that get the parents into the mentality of like, I need to get my kid into like Disney at 6 years old?
Yeah.
Right? Because the 6-year-old's not choosing that. And then they don't choose to have a mental illness. Like a lot of that's hereditary. So you almost wonder like, are these parents stable?
Yeah. 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 Most of the time you meet the parents and you're like, okay, this all makes sense, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Same with like the Carters, right? They're all messed up and their parents are a train wreck. And think Macaulay Culkin's parents were a mess. Didn't he like emancipate himself because they were like stealing money from him? And I mean, I think the list could go on and on and on.
Well, and so I think I had said this a while back. I had read Jessica Simpson's book, Open Book, and she kind of just talked about like how she started and everything that went into it and how it like really like ruined her self-esteem and her self-worth and everything like that. And she talked about like how she was, you know, trying out for Disney and how Brtiney got it before her, and like how she suffered from, like, she was an alcoholic and she had all these issues and like body image issues and just so many, like so many layers of things going on, not even to mention like sexual abuse that she had experienced from a family friend. So there was just so many things going on. And then you're like, okay, now throw you into the spotlight for like all of these people to like know everything about your life, or, you know, a part of your life when you have all these other things going on behind the scenes. Like
it's too much for,
yeah. But all right, Brtiney, we're going to keep looking. See what we can find.
Digging.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the blog this week, as promised, we had Claire's strawberry champagne float, and I haven't tried it yet still, but you know what I think I'm going to do? She included in it a recipe to make your own strawberry sorbet, and I think I'm going to make that. I don't have champagne, but I think I'm going to try the strawberry sorbet.
I also don't have champagne, and I was thinking about trying this once I do. So I will have to add this to my list. Maybe I'll make it for next week's show.
Okay.
Give another review.
You know what? Maybe I'll make the strawberry sorbet and then put it in my Moscato instead of champagne.
Okay. I'm sure that would be good.
Oh yeah. It sounds delicious.
White. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we had one from Celeste about will I ever fit in? What to do when making mom friends isn't easy. So this is something I feel like we touch on every once in a while on the blog. We all kind of feel like we don't like, you know, square to circle when it comes to getting in like these mom groups, or even just finding mom friends with your kids' parents, kids' friends' parents. Like, it's a hard thing to feel like you've found a good fit in a person you can like identify with.
Yeah, I feel like not even just with that, but with like groups, I even feel like I have a bigger issue with, like, because I feel like one-on-one with another mom, like I can find something to connect with them on. But when I'm actually like seeking out a group, I feel like, you know, like I'm not outdoorsy enough for the outdoorsy moms, or I'm not like all natural enough for like the crunchy moms, or I'm definitely not girly enough for the girly moms. And it's like, yeah, it's really hard to find like the group or the type of person. And like that comes in a lot when you're trying to find like activities, especially when you have like smaller kids.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so she has some really great tips in there for like what to do, and just like for being, you know, happy with and confident in yourself too.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Like with the mom, I know you've heard me talk about like the mom group that I have where I live. And I don't think there's one person in there that is like exactly like me. And I had to kind of just like stop myself and say, like, I'm not looking for someone that's exactly like me in a mom friend. You know what I mean? Like, how is that gonna help? You know?
Oh, right. I actually really agree with that statement. One of my biggest pet peeves about when I'm like reading something or reading about like an organization, or even like in a Facebook group, like description, if it says like-minded, I like immediately am like, nope. I just like, I don't like that phrase, because I don't ever want to be surrounded by people that think exactly the same as me.
Yeah.
That's how you end up in like an echo chamber. You don't learn anything or grow. But I guess more my thinking, like when I had small kids, mine are pretty big now, they're 6 and 7, but like before they were school age and we were looking for things to do, a lot of times like I tried to take them to this like outdoor like forest learning situation once a week, and like the moms there knew how to do like all these outdoorsy things, like start a fire with like a flint and a metal, and I was like, I don't even know what that thing is. And it was, I'm sure they weren't judging, but it was more my own internal feeling that like I wasn't that enough for them. But yeah, like I still don't I don't want people to be exactly the same as me, but I also don't want to feel like I'm being judged, like you're not one of us.
Yeah. You don't want to feel like so much like an outsider because you're not like them.
Yeah. And I do really enjoy being around people that are different to learn from them. But yeah, I don't like when then their vibe is like, you're not enough like us.
Yeah. But tough, this mom friend game we play.
I know, right? Why can't everyone just be perfect like me? Okay, what are you watching?
Okay, so I am deep in Dr. Foster.
Careful what you say. What episode are you on?
Okay, so I finished the first season, and I think I'm maybe on the first episode or second episode of the second season.
Okay, I have watched 3 episodes so far, so I think I have 2 more in the first season.
Okay.
Real short seasons, only 5 episodes a season, right?
Yeah. They're longer episodes though, right? Aren't they like an hour or something?
Yeah, they're like an hour.
Yeah. But so like not what I anticipated it would be. Like I thought it was gonna be, like husbands having an affair. I thought it was gonna be like long drawn out, like you don't find out anything.
The first episode, I was texting you like, are we just gonna guess if he's cheating for a whole season?
Yeah. I was like, no, it goes fast because it really does. I will give you a little hint. That end of the first season is like, you're like, what? Like it's a shocker, a little bit, not a cliffhanger, I would say, but it is like a shock. And then the second season picks up and you're like, well, where are they going to go with this? But it's so far it's good.
Okay.
For the second season. Like it doesn't feel like it's like pointless yet, because sometimes second seasons you're like they should have just stopped at the first.
Yeah, it was a good run. Don't ruin it. Yeah,
exactly. And you were watching all kinds of stuff. So
so I just put Euphoria. I talked about it last week, but I finished it since last week, and like I was kind of like, all right, like I can watch this. It was like very, very not safe for in front of the kids or work or anything like that. But the finale, the last episode, the last 20 minutes of the last episode was the oddest TV I've ever seen in my life.
Like in a good way?
No. I was like, what? It turned into a musical. There was a musical number. Like, anyone that's watched Euphoria, if you can explain to me the last 20 minutes of the last episode, that would be fabulous. Because oh yeah, there's drugs involved in every episode, but it just went off the deep end. Like I said, it ended up in a musical number, and not like a musical number like I don't know, Mean Girls, where they're performing a musical number for a reason. There were just people gathered in the street singing and dancing and lifting Zendaya up. Like, I don't know what was happening.
Well, did you watch The Affair on Showtime?
Mm-mm.
Oh God, like never?
No, not a single episode.
You have Showtime now?
Mm-mm.
No, okay. Because that ended with a musical component, but it like tied into the last season of the show. So I don't know.
This was weird.
Same type of,
Okay. I also watched the first episode of Unwell.
Okay, so did I.
I liked it. Like, it was interesting. I'll probably watch more episodes. I actually thought they'd talk more about how Young Living's a cult, but
Yes, yeah.
too into it.
I watched the first episode. That was the one about essential oils, and they kind of just went on. And I didn't think there was anything groundbreaking.
No, I knew most of that stuff. I wish they would have gone a little heavier into why you shouldn't ingest essential oils, because I do think it's very, very dangerous. Like, I'm not all about too many MLMs, but I do find the essential oil ones disturbing, that you'll have someone with no medical knowledge, no health background telling people that it's safe to ingest them.
Yeah.
Now, I don't care if it is safe at certain dosages. Having someone who is not well trained or has no medical background telling you it's safe, to me, is terrifying.
Yeah, that was what was alarming for me when watching it, how they were just saying, like, there's like close to no training. It's kind of just like a Facebook group where you join and people are just telling you like what worked for them. And how they did say, like, yes, essential oils are helpful. Like, some people use them, but we don't know like how much is too much, basically, like at this point. And like in the beginning where they showed that one nurse that was going around doing it as part of like the hospital program, like they were just really emphasizing like how in combination with modern medicine, like this is a helpful like for coping, but it's not like a treatment.
Yeah. And that's what I normally like. I don't really use essential oils, but like I've thought about it sometimes for like the calming, like to diffuse. I would not be putting it in anything that I eat or drink.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was scary. The guy that founded Young Living, they did get into his background a little bit.
Crazy.
Yeah, so there is Not Another True Crime podcast did a whole episode on him.
Really?
And they went in a lot more to the birth of his child that didn't live.
That was insane.
And they get very specific in the details about how he has like a fake medical degree. It's from like an unaccredited college, which they said like in passing on the episode.
Yeah.
And that he and his wife did a home water birth, and he believed that the baby would surface when it was ready. And after like 45 minutes, it still hadn't like floated up. And they thought it was like fine because it's still getting like fed through the umbilical cord, but it drowned.
Oh my God, that's awful.
Horrible. And they said that he likely would have been convicted if it was someone else, but it was his own child and they didn't like press charges. And I mean, I listened to it a long time ago, like maybe last spring. And I want to say he was present at more than one home water birth that did not go well.
Oh my gosh.
It's horrifying.
And what type of doctor was he? I feel like it was something it wasn't like a medical doctor that I know it was unaccredited, but like I feel like they mentioned
it was like chiropractic. Was it?
Yeah. Chiropractor, and I was like, okay, but not like
like internal medicine or
Yeah, that was crazy. So I started to look at the other episodes. I didn't really see one that I was like really into after that one. So I didn't continue on with the season, but because I was just like, nah. And after I saw that one, I was kind of like, all right. And I think maybe I'll go back to it, but for now I was good with the one.
Yeah, I haven't watched any more either. Kind of the same thing. I'll probably put it as like filler between shows. We also watched it with the kids around because there really wasn't anything bad, and they were like kind of interested. They've been kind of interested in like science-y shows. But then we switched to this high score to watch with them. So we've been watching like one episode of this a night before they go to bed. It's all about like video games, the start of video games. I think we're like 3 episodes in or so, and they did like Atari and Nintendo, and Dungeons and Dragons, I think, was the last one.
So are you loving this?
Yeah. I mean, it's something to watch with the kids and Mike.
Yeah. What about Ready or Not? What's that?
Okay, so Ready or Not's a movie. It was Mike's pick over the weekend to watch. It was entertaining. I'll give it that. Like, it wasn't like groundbreaking or anything. The whole premise is that the family thinks there's a curse on them, and whenever someone's marrying into the family, they have to play a game. The family won like their family fortune in games, like creating board games and gaming. And there's one card that if they draw is hide and seek. And if the person draws that card, they have to sacrifice them that night. And if they don't successfully sacrifice them by sunrise, the myth is that the family will all die. So you sacrifice the one to all live, and I think you can tell from the poster what she draws and the name of the movie. So, I mean, there's funny characters. The family itself has 2 brothers and a sister. The sister's husband's pretty funny. The one brother is Adam Brody from the OC.
What his name was.
He's pretty funny in it. So yeah, it's like a dark comedy kind of. Yeah. Pretty, definitely entertaining.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait, it says in theaters August 23rd.
Yes.
Oh, that must have been last year.
I know. I was like, wait, was this one? It was like they put it.
No, because we watched it on like Friday. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, what did you make this week?
So I just did meatballs with polenta. I've never had polenta before. And I think it's one of those things that you have to like perfect because like I followed the directions on how to make it and it was like not creamy like the picture. It was more like thicker.
Chunk up real easy too.
Yeah. So it like chunked up and was not really that great, but it's kind of like, I guess like a grits, like a mix between grits and like a really, I want to say like couscous, grits, mashed potato-y kind of feel to it.
Yeah, I think most people would probably compare it to grits. Yeah.
Yeah, like a really thick instant mashed potato. Maybe.
Well, how were the meatballs?
The meatballs were delicious. So they came out good. But yeah, polenta, I'm not quite sure about that just yet. But so I made that for dinner. It was easy.
Are those the meatballs? I know you posted meatballs on Instagram. Are they the ones that were the keto ones? Or was that a different recipe?
Yeah, that was the hamburger patties with the tomato sauce. So these were just like traditional beef meatballs with like, garlic and panko and egg and all that jazz.
Okay, gotcha.
So they did have like a recipe linked up in here, which I followed loosely for the meatballs, but the polentas was something I followed the recipe, but I just think it was just a user error. But
I didn't try any new recipes this week, just all old. Mike did. Mike's been on this kick where he's been going through like the Betty Crocker cookbook that we got at like our bridal shower almost 11 years ago now. And he did this like it was like chicken, black beans, rice, tomatoes, and it tasted good, but the rice didn't cook, and he, man, would not listen to me about why the rice was not cooked.
Why did it not cook?
Because, well, he told me when he put it together, he's like, it's going in for 20 minutes. And I'm like, that rice is not going to cook in 20 minutes in a casserole dish.
45.
What?
It takes like 45 to cook in a pan.
Yeah. That's what I was like, no. And then he's like, well, I don't want the chicken to dry out. So then we had like a ton of leftovers because everyone was like chewing on hard rice. And I told him, just before you put it in the fridge, put chicken broth in and it'll soak up overnight. And it did. We had it again for lunch and the rice was fine.
Oh, good. Okay. So it wasn't like wasted though.
No, it wasn't wasted, but yeah.
Listen.
Yeah. You think Macy's can do dinner better than me? All right, your favorite meme of the week.
I had like so many memes, so I feel like this isn't a good representation of
Oh, I like that one. That's so good.
but I do think it's a good one. So mine is me in quarantine versus the story I'll tell my grandkids. And totally like the guy on the phone versus Will Smith. And what movie is that?
That looks like I Am Legend, right?
Yeah. So yeah, and I feel like that's like, I just think about like how my parents used to tell stories about like, I walked to school like 3 miles. And we're like, no, you didn't.
Right.
And yours?
Okay, so I feel like I feel like I shared one that was very similar to this before, but it says if 2020 was a scented candle and it's just a row of porta potties on fire.
You did share one similar to this.
It was like a dumpster.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was like the new fall scented candle or something, and it was a dumpster, was like the casing around a candle, right?
Yes.
Really liking these, fall scented or scented candle, 2020 scented candle.
Oh, you hate fall.
Okay.
Oh, and last but not least, you didn't buy anything?
I did not buy a thing online this week, or like in person. I bought tampons. Just like, do you want to link my tampons?
No.
And I bought a lot of food because eating a lot this week.
So I am so excited about this online purchase this week. Okay. So for the past few weeks, if you've been watching us on video, you notice I had like a giant bump above my eye, which I thought was a bug bite because it came out so quickly. I remember I said to you, I think it's a bug bite. And you're like, does it itch? And I was like, no, it doesn't itch. So then like I was just like letting it go. I tried Benadryl cream on it. That didn't help. I tried the benzoyl peroxide like cream that you put on zits. That didn't help. And it wasn't like, not to be gross, but it wasn't like coming to a head. So I was like, what is this? So I had gotten like an acne, like a cyst on my cheek like 10 years ago.
I remember that.
I had to go to the dermatologist. They had to inject it. So I called the dermatologist. And of course, there's like a forever wait to get in to see them. So like, we can see you September 8th. So I'm like, I can't have this like growth on my face because it was getting really bad over the weekend. Like it looked like it was like coming to a head. I was like, ugh, this just grosses me out so much. So I was like, I got to do something about this. So I go on Amazon and I'm like looking for all these things. So I found these acne patches, okay? And I was reading all the reviews because you know I'm all about reading the reviews, seeing pictures, and it said on there.
They have pictures.
What? Yeah, that's good. That they're good for acne cysts too. So I ordered them. They came in like a day, and I put the first one on it on Sunday morning. And like you just wear them all day. And the good thing about wearing them is that they cover it and they like keep it from getting stuff in it too. So it doesn't like get more infected, but it also like heals it and just takes down. So it's literally like a little like clear little thing you put over top of it. And it's got like medicine in it. And it was insane. Like after removing the first one, you remove it like 6 to 8 hours after. It was like, I'm not like a pimple popper person. Like I don't think that's like so exciting. And when I took it off, it was like, it like poured all this. Ugh. It was so nasty, but all this shit came out of it. It was so disgusting, but it was like amazing how great these things worked.
Oh my God, that's so gross. I can't see it at all. Is it?
Yeah, so it's like I have one on right now, and it's like you can put makeup over it. You like can barely see it at all because the little dots that you put on are like, you know, have like they don't have a color to them, but they kind of like I don't know, like camouflage it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like the best purchase I've made in a long time. So like, I feel like if you're a person that gets like a random zit and you want it gone as fast as possible, like definitely check these things out because they're amazing. So I knew I was going to have a long story for my purchase this week. That's why I only put one thing on there, but highly recommend. I wish I had bought these things sooner.
Awesome. Love it.
Amazed.
Okay. So that is everything.
Yes.
And ending on an volcanic eruption.
But thanks for joining us this week, and be sure to sign up for our emails so that you get our blog posts and mom chats in your inbox as soon as they go live. See you next week.
Bye.